When people think about Arlington history, they don't think so much about pop culture. But did you know that Arlington has been the scene of some legendary recording sessions by punk pioneers and jazz legends? And they all took place inside Inner Ear.
My name is Don Zientara. We are in the control room of Inner Ear Studio in Arlington, Virginia. Getting started in recording was kind of an ongoing process. I was in my basement for a long while, on the side porch of our home, in the basement of the house we rented actually before I got married. But we're here now, and this is sort of like the commercial facility version of Inner Ear Studio. I got my first tape recorder somewhere in grade school, and just started doing little recording myself and friends and things like that. I hung around a lot of people who knew about electronics and how to build things, and we used to go around on trash day and pick up the stuff, that old Magnavoxes that people threw out that wouldn't work, and they would turn them into guitar amplifiers, and I'd be amazed. How'd you do that? How'd you wire it up? It was very much a scatterbrained idea. There was no advertising plan. There was no business plan. There was no plan. It was sort of like, well, we need to do this, so we'll do this. And he needs to do this. Well, I have this, so I'll help him out. And this, and it sort of built itself up in a sense. Some of my friends who were still connected with the music group said, hey, you've got some equipment. We're playing in such and such place this night. Come record us. And one of the first things I did that was more on the professional scale, if you can call it that, was I recorded a friend of mine's band at the AU Tavern, I think it was. And the Slicky Boards were playing that night too. And I remember Kim King came over and said, hey, you're recording them. You mind recording us too? And so I did. And, that leads to one thing and another. They just happened to be, and my friend's band was too, in the leading edge of music at the time. I didn't know this. I was not musically savvy in that respect, because it just, I just wasn't really connected in like a lot of people were. It was the beginning of a lot of punk music, and it was coming out of the stage where I remember many punk bands being basically shunned by people who liked other music. But it was certainly a societal type thing. You were a punk or you were not a punk. And a lot of it was the fact that your friends came through the studio and they had a record done. And I guess from what I could glean from these people, we understood what they wanted. And my philosophy at the time was very much in line, I think, with theirs. If they had something artistic to bring in, I wanted to present it. I wanted it to come across exactly as it was. And I think that resonated with a lot of them. And that worked. That's basically the way it ran. I just happened to record people who were sort of on the edge of the music at the time, and that's it. It's not like something that I set out to do where, I'm going to, we're creating art here, we've got to be on the cutting edge of music. It was more like, I've got this equipment, and I've got some new things I want to try out. Now who am I going to try it out on? And the people who are doing new music raise their hand. I think sometimes the unlikeliness of something happening somewhere makes it more likely that it's going to happen.